My name's Eric Callaghan. I'm a member of the executive here on the Prince George Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 43. I've also been a reserve officer for the Canadian Armed Forces on the coach side since 1981. The reason why November the 11th is so important is to remember the people that gave us the freedom and everything that we have, that we enjoy the rights of that to today. If you go to other parts of the world, we're seeing it on the news media and everything, there's things going on in the world where terrorists have taken over countries, and I'll use Lebanon as one of them. The Lebanese people have been run by a terrorist group for the last 3 or 4 years. Every time somebody tries to step up to lead, they are assassinated along with their whole families. We are very fortunate in North America, we don't have that situation. And North Americans and the Canadians in the US have got to be very privileged. We've never really had a war on our shores, except for in 1942, when the Japanese landed up on the Aleutian Islands. We have people that have served from going back to 1914, 1918, or even to the Boer War side. The Canadians have been involved in this program. And just leading on, we have people serving right now. We got veterans right now that are 22, 23 years old that are serving our countries throughout the world. We've got them over, we're sending a large contingent to Latvia. We have UN charters all over the place. We still have people over in Iraq trying to help and bring stabilization there. These people see stuff and go through things that most of us will never see on a North American shore. And I hope we never have to see it on our North American shores on that side. But for all the people that have served our country to help try to make life better for people in the world, and those who give the ultimate sacrifice, this is what November the 11th is all about. And this goes for our first responders, police, fire, and ambulance also out there. We see a lot more of it out there. These people go through tremendous stuff. And the Legion and the Poppy campaign is to help our veterans when they need something, when the federal government doesn't provide a certain level of care. Through the Poppy campaign, veterans can get assistance for medical stuff, i.e. walkers, wheelchairs, things that you need to use in your tub when you get into the senior years, or if you were injured in the line of duty and that, to help you out. And we have quite a few Afghan veterans that are in that situation right now, where yes, they're reaching out and we are helping them on that side. The Poppy was in Flanders Field, which was written by Colonel John McCrae in France in the First World War. And I was fortunate in 2019, I went over with the Legion pilgrimage. I was chosen from the Pacific region side to go over on the pilgrimage, and there was 12 of us across the country that were chosen, and then there was a group of people that also paid their way to be on the same thing. And Flanders Field is where the poppies grow. And being over there, we saw the wild poppies. And Colonel John McCrae wrote the poppy about Flanders Field, and the poppy was adopted after the First Great War on that site. And it was a plant that was all around them around the front lines in the First World War. And it's a sign that we wear to show we remember the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice, and those who went over, did come back. They might not have any physical problems, but psychologically they saw horrors that, as again, majority of the North American people do not understand that, and Canadians. And I say North America because Canada and the United States, as I said again, we have been very fortunate. We have not had any real wars for the last 100+ years, any battles on our shores, as other countries are going through it. We've had terrorist attacks, yes, but nothing compared to what you've got going in the Middle East, you got going in Europe right now. That is something we are very fortunate not to have on this side of the world. And the poppy is it's a respect to say yes. And it was a plant that was chosen, and it does grow quite abundantly in the areas where the battles were fought in the First World War. In today's society, with the internet and everything, there's a lot of false information being put out there. It's just sit back, take a look, what do you got here, your rights. To have the freedoms that you have today, i.e. a driver's license, it's not a right, it's a privilege. To be able to walk down the street, not have to have papers in your pocket and being stopped by the police or a security group saying, show me your papers before you go to the next block. We don't have that here. And we have freedoms that a lot of people would love to have. There's a reason why people want to come to North America. And everybody's upset about, well, we got this coming in, these coming in. They're coming here because of a better life, because the life they have back there was under very strict rules. And you just didn't know if you're going to wake up the next morning sometimes in some areas. We have that freedom here. But when Corporal Fitzpatrick was wounded in Afghanistan and came home and died in Germany and then was brought home, that, for the Prince George area, really hit home with a lot of young people. They're now in their 30s, mid-30s and that. They went to school with him. And, something drastic can happen over there. We are very fortunate we don't have to worry about that here. And that's as the freedoms we have. There's things that our government do we don't like, but we have a right. We can write in, we can protest, and we have those freedoms to do that. The Legion, one of the things the Legion does is each year they go to the schools and that, and the Youth of Canada, they write poems, draw pictures for November the 11th and what they think November 11th is about. Last year we had a young lady here in Prince George that wrote a poem. She made it to the finals in the Prince George zone, then went to the provincial zone, and then went to Dominion. She has been chosen. She flies out Saturday on the 9th. She is going to Ottawa to read her poem at the National Cemetery. This is a young lady from Prince George. They've recognized her, and she is the top candidate in her age group throughout the country. And we're talking thousands of young children or young adults write these things and put these forward. If anybody's interested to see her poem, it'll be posted up here, but you can read the poem. But she's leaving this Saturday to fly to Ottawa to do at the National Remembrance Day Parade on the Monday on that. And I'd like to congratulate her. It's a job well done, and it's one of the first times we've had somebody from Prince George go forward with this. And if anybody would like to come down to the branch to read it, we have it up here on the stage. For people, the Royal Canadian Legion, we're down here on 6th Avenue. They're more than welcome to come down here. Friday, Saturday nights, we have dinners to come down. We have luncheons on Friday, and there's more stuff to be coming out there. But if anybody wants to come and visit or become a member of the branch and come out and help and everything, we'd greatly appreciate that.